Liquor? I hardly know her. What the?
No, I said clicker.
Oh, Clicker.
You know, from The Last of Us?
Oof. I'll see myself out. Alright, what's going on, everybody? How are we doing today? Welcome
What up?
welcome back to the podcast. My name is Mitty80,
This is your boy Chief Rex D.
and we are back with more ADH Dads.
Hell
ADH Dads, man.
yeah,
It's been a heck of a couple weeks.
Been a couple weeks.
Yeah, I apologize. First thing we want to do before we start anything is apologize. We were really good about putting these out weekly, and then my kids got sick. My daughter was actually hospitalized for 2 days. And then literally right after that, everyone started to get better, and then your kids got sick. Oh my God. So it was one of those. It's been 2 weeks. it's been a heck of a 2 weeks, you know.
Yeah, mine's been dealing with ear infections, and then just this last weekend, son wasn't feeling good. He had strep throat. So we're good though. Both my kids are on antibiotics.
Yep.
So they're immune to things
mine,
for a week.
They didn't have an antibiotic. It was a viral thing.
Yeah,
there's no antibiotic. You literally just gotta.
That one you just wait.
Hey, you want some soup?
Yeah, that's about it.
Good soup, you know.
Some chicken noodle soup.
But yeah, no. So that is the reason we apologize. Family stuff, you know, happens. Life happens, and family first, unfortunately. So.
But hey, that's what this podcast is
Yeah,
about,
and
man.
you know, we couldn't provide content for you guys, but we're here, man. We're here and we're ready to go.
We're here.
I mean, 2 weeks have happened. I feel like there's a lot to talk about.
Oh man, what? So I mean,
I got
there's
nothing. Thanks everybody for.
I mean, a couple things. We'll just throw them out there now, but we can go into other stuff. But I mean, we've been watching Last of Us. That's one thing we've been consistent with.
Yes, we have
Awesome.
new show, The Last of Us. What are your thoughts on that so far?
Well, I was gonna say the other thing is like Hogwarts.
We haven't. We just got that just launched yesterday.
So that's
You know,
very
so
excited.
really
Which
good.
is, yeah, I feel we have a lot to talk about down that because.
Oh yeah,
I think they specifically chose our populace
yeah,
of people that.
they're like. That's
I mean,
them.
there's people out there getting mad right now about playing the game because of how much there is.
Dude, that Hogwarts game is so good though. Oh my God,
Yeah.
we were playing it last night. I got it yesterday. I did a little stream, you know, on my Twitch channel. We'll leave that down in the description if you guys want to check it out. But we can put it right here. You know, maybe a little clip of me.
There you go.
know? But no, we playing that, and then after stream, I went up and had dinner with my family, hung out with them for a little, came back down, watched The Last of Us.
Yep.
And then
came out early.
After that, they didn't want to compete with the Super Bowl. Probably makes sense on Sunday because it's been dropping on Sundays. But
Yeah.
and then I started playing Hogwarts again, the Harry Potter game. And then you went to bed. It was like midnight. I'm like, yeah, I'm gonna go to bed too. Da 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 da. Next thing you know, I look. I'm like, oh, it's like 1:30, 1:45 in the morning. And I was just like, well, let me just go finish this one thing. And then
But you can't.
you're going to finish this
You
one
never
thing,
will.
but then something sparkles in your eye over here, and you're like, well, I mean, I'm right there,
Over
right?
here, I mean.
Let me just go check it out, right? And then you check that out, and the next thing you know, it leads you over here, and yeah, I've discovered like 2/3 of the map already, and I haven't even
It is insane.
I haven't done anything. I don't even have a broom yet.
It's insane.
I can't even fly on a broomstick. But it's a really good game, guys. If you're looking for a game to play, I would say, you know, this
sure.
year games that I think that are great to play. God of War, if you haven't played that. But then other than that, I mean, I would say the Hogwarts Legacy, definitely up there.
And I mean, we might as well address the elephant in the room about it. Listen, we play it, we like it. We're Harry Potter fans. Let's just leave it at that. It's a cool game. You get to be a wizard. Let's just love it for what it is.
Absolutely.
Let's not get into whole whatevers and whoever cares about who created what and who has things.
Yeah, no,
It doesn't. You know, there's been a lot of people out there that we still listen to their music. We still play the things, the games, the people's scandals, it still
everyone's
sells.
entitled to their opinion. You don't have to agree with it, but if you like something, you like it.
It's
Go
fun.
with it,
I've been
man.
I've been wanting a game like this for a very long time, and like we talked about, there is so much to do.
Dude, this thing adheres to ADHD.
I looked at it before we came. I played 16 hours of the game so far this week.
I think I just got the game yesterday.
Yeah.
And I think I have 8 hours.
Well, you got more time than I do.
No, but I just started yesterday and I'm 8 hours into the game.
I know.
8 hours.
But
And that's not story.
How much completion?
Oh, I think I'm 11. I think I did hit 11% last
Yeah,
night.
but that's what I'm saying. Is like
8
I played it for
hours.
16,
And you're
16
20?
hours, and I'm at 20%. And that's only because there's the main quest you could bust out, but like.
But then there's the
second you
collectibles,
go
and then
somewhere,
there's the
you're
side quests, and then
you're
there's...
expanding the world. You're like, oh my god, and I just got my broom so I can fly. So I'm just like flying over here, and I'm like, oh, there's some dark wizards I can beat up. Oh, there's door hogs or whatever those log things.
What are the like wolf, like the wolf,
whatever
like, they are? I don't know what they are, but yeah, you can get those too, and then fight those
like
and
mongrels.
Yeah.
I think they're called mongrels.
Yeah, and then the other thing that you can do too, you can start you can plant stuff, you can grow your own herbs, you can. I
got the room of requirements.
Potions.
So, dude,
you can make your own potions.
We were creating I was showing you how you can make it however you want, and I have 3 rows of plants. Plant stations, and then I have 2 potion stations, and then you just make your own stuff. It's your own lab.
You can even get to a point where you can breed animals, and you can have little animals and like creatures and stuff. Dude, that's like you can do so much stuff. Yet. And then also the cool thing I thought about it was like based on what class you're in or like what house you're in is how the game like progresses, right? So if you're in Gryffindor,
it can change a little bit.
Yeah, you get like the most amount of side quests and things
because
like
you're
that.
brave, courageous.
Right. But if you're in Ravenclaw, you don't get extra side. You get the least amount of side quests. It doesn't give you extra side quests. No. Hufflepuff. No. Ravenclaw is the least amount of side quests. Hufflepuff, you only get an extra side quest that nobody else gets. You get the Azkaban one. You get to go down to the Azkaban, prisoner of Azkaban. You know that you get to go down to the jail.
Well, and I think they were playing it too, like you were saying, like if you're Ravenclaw, like you're just very like to the point, very studious. You're very like you like it, but you're just like straight path. So it would make sense to have less quests, go straight story.
Because I'm gonna get from A to B as quickly as possible. Exactly. I don't need to do X, Y, and Z.
And like Slytherin apparently, but like so for watching the movies and like always having an affinity for Gryffindor. I'm a Gryffindor.
Mm-hmm. I am too. Yep,
yes.
Gryffindor.
So like I kind of cheated myself though because when you get that and then you go into their own house. It's all the stuff from the movie that you recognize because Harry, Hermione, and fucking Ron are all they're all Gryffindor. So like I'm like, oh well, I don't even know what the Slytherin household looked like. I don't know what the Hufflepuff. But then there's like still that pride thing. It's like, well, I mean, I could make another save, but
so that
do I want to go?
That's
into
one
the
thing.
I know you
100%. I'm going to. I'm a completionist. I actually am proud to say I have 15 platinum trophies now on PlayStation. So like. I mean, that 15, you're probably like, oh, that's not a lot. But let me tell you, some of these games, hours.
Yeah, he's not picking, like, simple games that, like, if you just play it long enough, like, you'll get them all.
They take some skill. Like, I mean, there's a couple where... I do have one game one or two that is like, okay.
There's that one game you just had to
Mayo.
You just had to sit there and click the fucking thing, and then after like
click X,
100,000 clicks, you get every trophy.
Platinum trophy. Good job, dude. That one was funny though.
So never mind. I'm sorry. I retract my statement.
But most of them, right? So like for example, like Tiny Tina, like Wonderlands, right? I just did that. I literally sat here for 7 days grinding just for the last trophy.
Just for money.
Just for one trophy. Because it was all about gold. I had to get X amount of gold that exponentially increased to increase my pack. I mean, we got it, though. We got the platinum on that one. So it was a great achievement. I took the game out. I put it in its case. I uninstalled it from my system, and we probably won't play it again. But we got the platinum.
Boring? I mean, it's not boring. It's tedious. It's tedious.
Yeah, but it's one of those things that, like, when you think about it, it's like...
It's a completion thing.
My completion is... It like... My ADHD, like it's like hyper focus, right? Yeah. It's a hyper focus, right? So I could sit there and be like, yeah, but like I can get all these trophies, and then you look at it and you're like, I'm one away.
And all I got to do is one trophy. And it dabbles in that kind of OCD too, where it's like it's the one out of place. You're like, well, I don't have that one. Why can't I get that one? I have to finish because and then you look at the full board. But then, like you said, once you're done, It's done.
I'm done.
I don't ever want to play this again. You're like, I did that.
But I will tell you that Tiny Tina's was a very fun game. It was very fun. It had a great story. It was a good, like, you get through the story, like, after the story and everything, there's some side quests and stuff you can do that. Again, like, if you like D&D, like, I would say, like, it's a very good...
Yeah.
It's a very good, like, 30 hours, I would say, if you just stuck to sidelines like, side quests and stories and didn't grind out trophy. Grinding out the trophy, I think my character has, like, 5 days of playtime.
Yeah.
So, like, 24 hours times 5 days.
Yeah.
Right? So, I mean, over 100 hours just to get the trophy. And, like, I'm glad it's done. But I also did just get the Platinum Trophy for Super Hot, too. And that's another game where it's not a long game. I wouldn't say it's necessarily an easy game. It's definitely one that it takes skill and the repetition.
Like,
of
I beat
over
that
and
game
over
right
and over.
away. Like, I went straight
you
through it,
didn't
but
get
I
all
wasn't
the,
going...
you didn't get all the you didn't get
Exactly.
it
That's what I'm
perfect
saying.
on
No,
it,
but that's
you
the
know?
difference, though. It's like, I beat the game, but then there's the, you know, the completists that want to complete every single little thing. And like, there are some games like, yeah, it's fine. It's cool to have, like, stuff to shoot for, but, like, yeah, I mean, some of the stuff I've read with your trophies is, like, they're so specific, and
Yeah.
they're so, like sometimes chance only. And you're like...
So you gotta keep redoing it over and over until...
because the other side of me on my brain with the ADC is like at first, like, it's the pride to, like, never quit and continue to go. Like, you lose, you're like, fuck, do it again, and you will wear that out. But then you get to the point where, like, this isn't worth it, and then you'll quit the game altogether and never play it again. And so that's the hard thing about
that
it.
makes me think of, like, Pokemon when I was shiny hunting.
So,
Remember?
oh
I was
yeah,
shiny hunting with
like
chunks.
600 eggs,
700 eggs, 800 eggs, and then finally I was sitting in a Discord call with you and our buddy Joe, and all of a sudden I'm like it wasn't even like, because I knew what the shiny looked like, so I wasn't like super excited. I was just expecting it not to be one. I was like, oh, I got it, I got the shiny, okay.
But then, like, for
then
me,
you're done.
after that many, you'd be like,
Oh,
that was one Pokemon.
yeah, no,
You're like,
and,
is this fucking worth it?
and that's where, like,
But that's why I don't shiny hunt.
my
and you do.
my hyper focus for Pokemon is kind of depleted, I guess.
Oh.
Now we got a couple PlayStation games. Actually, okay, like, hot take. What do you guys think? Like, versus...
Yeah.
And so here's what we think. I know you just look at it as they're the same thing, but Xbox achievements versus PlayStation trophies, right? Like, which one do you guys say? Because I honestly think PlayStation trophies are better than Xbox achievements. Like, I don't know why.
I see them the same.
You see them as exactly the same. And you know what? They are the same, because you have to do the same exact things to get the same
But
exact
I
unlocks.
think the difference is you guys... I mean, I won't say you guys... I have a PlayStation 4.
You people.
But I would say more people that favor that side, it's only because it presents it.
So, like, I think that's
when
what
you
it
log,
is.
it'll say,
Yes.
you know, like on Xbox, it just says like total points or like
Yep.
total whatevers. Whereas like PlayStation goes,
It's like,
look at this platinum trophy. He has
but
17 of them.
15,
Oh.
and then...
You know, and I
106
just...
gold trophies, and
Oh.
yeah, I think, I don't know, I think that having that, obviously intangible trophy, but having the trophy for me is just kind of like, oh, I did it. Like,
Yeah.
I feel like a winner, you know?
Yeah.
Like, I maybe not a winner, but like, yeah, in the achievements, it's just like, oh yeah, you have 19,000 gamer score. It's like,
But that,
okay,
no,
cool,
but
it
no,
doesn't-
but like achievements though, it still comes up like the
it
same
comes
thing
up, but
like
it's
yours.
like as a bing,
Yeah,
you know,
it'll be
and
like
then,
being like, hey, you destroyed this guy this way, and you're
You-
like, oh, cool,
you
I
got
did.
sorted
Yeah, I
into a
got
class.
thing.
Here's
You're
a
like, hey,
trophy.
great. Yeah.
And then that's it. Like, I don't know. I think PlayStation trophies are greater than Xbox achievements, and maybe that's a me thing. I know my older brother is huge into it. Like, he's almost at 200,000 gamer score.
Yeah.
Like, I could have sworn he was at like 1 million. I knew he was grinding forever, but like he'll play a game just to like run through and get as many quick trophies as he can, and then hop onto the next game. You know, and like, so he's all about his gamer score. He's about to hit 200,000.
Yeah.
It's probably nothing like crazy. I guess I don't know. I think my gamer score is like 20K, maybe
I have no idea,
30K,
50
something like
I think
that.
mine's like 13 maybe.
Yeah,
But again, I
mine's
don't-
maybe 20,
I
but I
don't-
play.
Like, I'll look at them and I'll just rate them. Like, if this is like the last one is just like insane, I'm like, I'm never gonna play this game that long.
Right.
So no, like, I'm not gonna get that
See,
one,
and
and I'm
I think,
fine with that.
I think that's where the platinum trophy comes in, because like otherwise, like, once you complete a game, you don't have the, hey, you completed this game 100%. There's no like nothing
Yeah.
that shows you, hey, I did it. Versus
Yeah.
like the trophy on a PlayStation game, where it's like, you did this 100%. Like, here's a platinum trophy on your profile. So,
But again-
I'm happy with my 15 platinums. You know,
That's
and
good.
we got
That's
number
good.
16's coming, is going to be Hogwarts. I'm telling you, 16's coming.
This is
Hogwarts
probably the only
Legacy.
one though that, like, see, I don't like the trophies. Like, it's not necessarily in-game stuff. It is kind of exterior. Like like they'll have achievements and stuff that are like, they're not part of the game. But like, in this game, there's so many collectibles within the game. So it's the game keeps track of it versus like the PlayStation keeping track of it, or the Xbox. Because like before, it'll be like, you know, you get so many points or so many whatevers, or it's 100 days, or, you know, it's always something random like that. Which in the game, you don't care about any of those things. But in this game, it's like, no. You have collected like the Merlin deals,
the
right?
trials or
there's-
whatever.
Yeah, the Merlin trials. There's 95 of them. And at first, you see like 3 of them, and I'm like, oh, this would kind of be fun. And then you finally get to fly, and you run around, and then you like zoom in the map, and you're like, oh my God, these things are everywhere. And each one of them is a little test and you got to do something to unlock it. And then you were like, yeah, there's 95 of them. And I'm like, well, I guess I'm getting all 95
And
of
he's
them
just
because
like,
that's what I need to do because that's
oh
how,
no.
but it's like in the game though, and it checks it off for you, and it like keeps everything. That dashboard's in that game, and that's what I like about it. But again, you think that's greater. It doesn't matter. But see, that's what opinions are so nice because you get to have yours.
That's fine.
And I respect
That's
you.
fine. I'm not going to shun
fine.
you for thinking, hey,
Absolutely.
they're the same. Like, I just personally think that having a PlayStation trophy, having something that you can go back and be like, you have 15 platinums, what games? And then you can see exactly what games. But on Xbox, I can't go back and be like, oh, I got all the achievements for this. Look at it. You know what I'm saying? So, I mean, like, and to each his own, right? It doesn't matter. Who cares?
We look at all these things
Yeah,
on display.
right? Nerd.
It would make sense why you'd value something tangible like this. Whereas, like for me, I would love to collect all these, but again, for me, like if I had the room to display it, maybe. But I'd be like, that's just room taking up stuff. I would rather put it all in boxes. I would collect it to put it all in boxes and just never tell it.
When I was upstairs, remember, like so I had like my office. It's now the playroom. We throw all the toys in there.
And
we
the
try to
children.
keep them in there, but
And the
we call it Hurricane Ollie, runs through the house like once a day, twice a day, and just it's like everything shifts from that room to the center of everything. And Hurricane Ollie, it hits. But when I had it up there, I was thinking, how can I display this because I'm out of shelf space? Because I had. So you see this bookshelf over here, and then there's one right in the corner. I had 3 other bookshelves, full of all this stuff. So I was like, my thought, I was actually going to build shelves across the top of the room to go around the perimeter room and just do like up. But then But that upstairs, obviously, think about it, it's just a square room, right? But I had some issues, I had some complaints with it, like stuff I obviously could have fixed and stuff. But it was like, you know what, like, let's move my stuff down here. It's safer this way, anyways, because the kids, stuff. But
well, they know not to touch it either. Yeah, I mean but like we were talking about, like achievements, getting stuff done. This game is everything you would want in the ability to be your own wizard. I mean, if you're a fan of the games or a fan of the movies,
the movies.
I never read the
series.
books.
I was big on the books. I read a lot of the books.
I did not.
But then the
I
thing
have
is,
them
too,
all.
I read them so long ago, and I watched all the movies so long ago that there's some stuff like you guys talk about, and I'm like, wait, like that, I know that sounds familiar, but I don't specifically remember because it's been a while.
Yeah.
Right. Like I haven't recently watched them. Right. Yep.
But I mean, but that's a classic thing. I mean, just side note about books. I mean, that's how I am. Is like I love to collect. I want to have, but it doesn't necessarily mean I want to read. I have the whole Harry Potter series. I have the Witcher series. I have Divergent series. I have Hunger Games. I have there's a couple other books that my sister knows them and I always forget. But there's like the Dark something. I can't remember. But I'll collect series of books. So like I have the full series of this book. Have not read a page in any of them.
Dude, how many strategy guides? So I used to love strategy guides.
Well,
I would buy the game and the collector strategy guide and stuff. But I have 2 full shelves down here, and I've gotten rid of a few, and I have some over there. I've gotten rid of a few because they were doubles games I didn't have, things like that.
Sure.
And I knew friends had the games. But you can go over there and pull out a couple of them right now, still in the plastic wrap. Have not opened them yet.
That's one thing. I will always open them.
Well, I mean, I've opened a lot of them and looked, but there are
No.
some of them. There are some where I'm just like,
I'm talking about like Magic stuff.
oh, well, that's to come though. That's to come. That's gonna be open.
You keep saying that.
But
It's
like,
been
dude,
like 3 years.
We got like it hasn't been 3 years.
Yes, it has.
No.
Thrones of Eldraine. When did that come out?
2 years ago.
Okay. Wow. What about before that? Because we did the pack.
No.
Yeah.
Okay, look, that stuff's
Still
coming.
in packs.
Okay, but like
hundreds of dollars.
But
in packs.
okay, hey, remember when
I
we
just
talked
want to
about
open them,
when
whether
we
it ruins
when
it or
we
not.
talk about like sets and stuff and getting it all set up and stuff? I have no place to work. I gotta, you know what I'm saying? There's still a.
His wife. I mean, I know we mentioned this in the first couple episodes, but like
The diorama is still there.
the diorama for this stupid coffee shop is still sitting on this table. And again, to our brain, we won't clean it up.
I need
Because it's going to be
gone.
chaos. It's going to be chaos. I'm going to literally like one arm shuffle that into the garbage.
I don't know where you're
probably
at.
get yelled at,
But
not be able to come over anymore.
But that's what I'm saying. I don't know where you're at. I can't even help you, and you don't even want me to help you.
No,
you want to
but
do
she
it
doesn't even
yourself.
do it.
You want to.
She doesn't even do it.
No.
But see, out of respect, because that's the other part, out of
knowing
respect,
myself,
we won't touch it. We won't touch it
because I would
you're
want to
like,
finish
no,
it.
exactly. You're like, I can agree, but it's her stuff. Leave it to go. It's been fucking 3 months.
I have a
and
couple.
I'm really
I have a
over-
couple Lego sets that I need to build. She bought
Because it would
me
be nice. You know
a
how
Cowboys helmet.
How great would it be, guys, if we were to bring this camera up onto the table and we could maybe play. We could like do a game on there, like have a little like back and forth, an actual table,
Right,
And like
have
do
a
that. That'd be
tabletop
great.
game, yep.
Right, fucking there.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. See that? So that's what I'm saying. So when you get on me, when she gets on me, like, oh, you haven't even opened these. Like, I was super excited for the D&D Magic set that came out like a year and a half ago, whatever it was. And I'm like, yeah, I'm super pumped for it, but I have no place to open it. Like, you don't understand. I don't have the space. She's like, oh, da 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 da. Hey, be careful with that wand. With a great wand comes great responsibility.
Which, yes, it is in the game. Oh, I told you about that. So, was that? Yeah, that was last night.
Yeah.
So
we were. You're like,
so
oh,
we
it's
were
in
playing,
the game.
and I'm just wandering around. I didn't even see anything. I land and I was collecting resources or whatever, and I saw this. There was like I just randomly landed. There's like these pots, and it just said like 0 out of 12, and I was like, oh, I guess I got to destroy all of them. So I destroyed one. It was like 1 out of 12, 2 out of 12. I get through all of it, and all of a sudden there was like a gravestone with like this like angel on it, and then as soon as I did it, it was like, and it opens up, and I'm like, all right. So I just stood on the circle in front of it, and it's like, do you want to go inside? And I just, oh yeah. So I go inside. I'm dropped into an arena where it was like it was a death arena, death match or whatever, and they gave me all 3 of the unforgivable spells and the explosion one.
Spoilers.
Incendio.
That's just a fire one.
Well, no,
Isn't
it was the one that
Incendio
was
is
like
the
you
fire?
could throw it though. I can't remember what it's called.
Fireball, fire.
Yeah, so
I
like
don't know.
so they just gave me this, and they're like round 1, and I was like, what? And then they like sent like goblins and stuff, and I was like, oh fuck, and like all my stuff that I know, I was like rolling around. I get 1 round down, and they're like, all right, round 2, and I'm like, how many rounds are there? I don't know any of this, but like I'm using Avada Kedavra, and I'm killing people, and like they recharge, and like doing all this stuff. I'm like, holy shit. And then we got, I think it was 5 rounds total. And it said like final round, and then I had to defeat 16 enemies. 2 of those were trolls, and they're giant, and they're tanks. So you're trying to like take them on, and like we were sitting there talking, and you and Joe were just having a normal conversation, and I'm like,
oh yeah, because I asked you a question.
and I'm like, yeah, man, whatever, just stop, just
no, you didn't even yeah, whatever. He just
yeah. I'm
like literally
okay.
like zoned out, and I'm like, yeah, Joe, haha. Me and Joe are laughing.
Meanwhile, we're all streaming each other's stuff.
Right,
so if you were watching me, you could have seen what I was doing.
So, well, okay. So here's the thing. Like, since you've been playing the game, because so he got the digital edition, right? See, I'm one of those plebes who gets the physical copies.
What does this have to do with you not watching?
Just listen. It's gonna all play in. Just trust the process. Anyway,
I beat it. And it was awesome.
I'm one of those plebes who always gets the physical copy. Well, digital edition comes out if you pre-ordered it 3 days earlier, right? So he could have played it, Tuesday, Wednesday, Thursday.
It was Tuesday, and I did.
That's what I'm saying. Tuesday, Wednesday, Thursday, right? Or whatever it was.
And I have.
Friday, the physical disc comes out. So he was playing it, and as a good friend, obviously I was in his stream. More lurking, right? Like I had it up as noise in the background, but I wasn't paying attention to. But no, I wasn't paying attention. Not to be rude, not to anything, but like I didn't want the spoilers and stuff. Right?
What does this have to do with you tomorrow or yesterday? When you were playing the same game.
Yeah, I don't remember where I was going.
Yeah,
I had a whole thing because he threw me off.
Exactly.
Anyways, but yeah, so he's been ahead. He's been ahead this entire time, right? Streaming it. So I've had his stream up, right? This is where I was going with it. So I've had his stream up, and I've been like in the background, kind of watching it, right? But like our buddy Joe was playing PC Builder Simulator, whatever it is.
Which is a great game, by the way.
So he's
any simulation game,
building PCs and fixing them, and so his is up. I'm watching his and stuff. Well, he's in there just like I haven't watched a lot of that stuff. That's where I was going with this. Like I it's not that I'm not watching, but I'm not watching. I don't want the spoilers. That's where I was going with this.
Sure.
I don't remember how we got in the roundabout way, but he started the game before me, and that's why I don't want to spoil some of the things that I haven't seen. Right.
That's fair.
And
that's the best part, though, is I can't even tell you where that was. I literally was flying around, landed, did it, and I left. And I have no idea where that was.
Never again shall I see this place.
I'll probably stumble across it again in another 20 hours and be like, don't remember this,
like,
and
oh,
just be
yeah, I
like,
beat
oh
this.
yeah, this, because I'm gonna be stronger by then, and just kill
Yeah,
it
but
again.
so you were saying, did the enemies level up with you though, or are they a
So
set?
that
I
is
don't
one
remember.
thing. I don't mind that, but like, yeah, when you're out in the world or whatever, and when you're flying around or running around, you'll see these little red triangles, and that tells you there's an enemy there, but you don't know what it is. And when you're
Yep.
fighting them, I've noticed, and maybe I don't. I guess I've just started to notice, but like their health bars with like the level they're on, it always seems like it's always within like 1 or 2 levels of you.
Yep. So I found.
So they're never like
I found
really weak.
a couple, I guess, packs of wild like dark wizards or the
Yeah.
the wolves or whatever they're called again. You just said it started with an M or a W or
Yeah,
with
but
a letter. Anyways,
it's like a nuisance. or
whatever.
something. I can't
But yeah,
remember.
no. So I found a couple packs of them. Yeah. So but they seemed like my level. So I was just like,
Yeah.
oh, maybe at this part in the game they're that level.
Yeah,
and if
but
I
no,
come
they're
back,
like
they're
that-
still going to be level.
Yeah, they're like that
10.
everywhere you find them.
So it'll just keep kind of, and that's pretty cool too, because you don't want to go back to the beginning of the game and just like, wow,
I'm sorry.
we are recording a podcast. I'm just
Damn it, that fucking happened again.
no, so no, you don't want to
Shout
go.
out to Zach.
You don't want to go back. Yeah, Zach, yeah, boss queen. You don't want to go back to the like beginning of the game and end up stumbling upon an enemy that you're just boom, 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 one shot run through.
Well,
right?
and that's
you like
yeah.
the challenge.
I do like
I
it.
like that.
It's just those
escalating
those-
challenge.
Those goddamn frog things.
That's what you said. I haven't run
They're
into
like
frogs
a
yet. so-
warrog
I was
or
actually-
Dorog or something.
I was
and
actually
they're-
on my way to town to sell because you can only hold 20 items, which
that increases. You
it
get to
needs
increase
to.
it. You get
It
to
needs
increase
to
it.
increase. I just need to spend my talent points, right?
Uh-uh.
No, it's just as
It's
you go
all
on.
Merlin.
All right. Well, we're
The
gonna
more Merlin things you open.
see. I
that you
didn't,
keep
know, I
getting-
didn't know that.
Also, remember to keep, if you guys are playing this game, it's just we're giving you kind of some pointers. Make sure to check on it. Keep going and checking your progress
Oh, I
with
have.
the story, like in the collections and stuff like that. Keep doing that because it unlocks a bunch of stuff.
I have a lot of stuff.
I
haven't
don't, and I
unlocked.
just keep doing it.
I haven't
And-
unlocked it because my inventory is always full. I'm just like
No,
I gotta go
but
to
no,
town to
no,
sell.
but those things just unlock things to switch into. They're not actual physical items. They're just giving you
Oh,
like
okay. See, I thought they were actual physical items.
No.
I was like, my inventory's full. I'm not touching
no,
anything.
no. So they just do that. So like I'll go in there. I went in there before I came over here, and I was like, oh my god, I got at least 22 unlocked things that I never grabbed. So I was like, all right, claim rewards, claim rewards, claim rewards, claim rewards.
Yep.
And then I got to the Merlin part, and they're like, +8 on your inventory, +8 on your inventory. I'm like, what?
No.
I'm like, I could have
okay.
been running around with more shit.
That's good to know because
Yeah.
I've had to destroy a couple things because I'm like,
But you don't think about it because you're like,
No.
here's these guys. Let's devote. I don't have this. I need this for my potions. I need this. Oh, let's talk to this guy and sell all the stuff I don't need. Oh, what's this? Oh, wait, my quest is 1,000
The other-
miles that way. And
Another
you're
piece,
like, oh, maybe I
another
can
piece of
fly that
advice
way.
too that I would give, and you gave this to me too. If sell your shit, if it's weaker
Yeah.
stuff, just sell it because
No point in hanging
you
on.
can always transmogrify. I think is what it's called.
Sure.
You can change your gear to look like past gear as long
Yes.
as you've unlocked it, right?
Which is
so once
by
I've unlocked
far-
this cap, I can wear
You can wear
a
this
baseball
cap.
cap, but have it look like this cap, and I would
Exactly.
still get the properties of this cap. So
And that is-
so just sell your gear. Get
I
rid
was
of it,
reading that
right?
online. They
Yep.
they pointed that out in an article. It said the one thing that this game did that was a god. They said something god. It was like
like a godsend, like
godsend, yeah, for the whole game, and that was what it was. Is that the second you get armor, you don't have to collect sets, you don't have to collect certain looks or do anything. Once you have it, you have it. And like you said, if you find this great sweet ass helmet, you don't have to level up the helmet. You can just get something else and then make it look like the helmet.
Yeah.
and you
And
get
that-
the
that's
properties.
super
It is.
cool. Yeah.
That is by far the
No,
coolest thing.
Yeah, like I said, like if you're
Huge
looking
unload on
if
your
you're looking for
inventory.
a game to play, if you
Fucking
I just
kids.
heard a pound and I'm like,
Kids.
I don't
You
hear
just
crying,
wait,
though.
You just wait. Yeah, you just wait
yeah,
for the cry.
that's why I was quiet. I was waiting for the.
And it's not
right?
just them. We do have our wives up there.
Yeah,
but
so maybe they're crying too, but I don't. I don't hear it. So, but
maybe
no,
they don't. We don't know.
no. If you're looking for a game to play, something to like take up some time, but also like I said, so far the story is pretty good on it, right? It's not like
It's
super.
really good.
It's not super like follow this direction, but it's like.
Well, remember, it doesn't have. So it's not going to be anything that you know from like
No,
the games
it's
or
like
books.
100 years before
Exactly.
everything.
So
right?
like you have professors, and there's like Weasley. One of the Weasleys is the.
there's
she's
a
a
professor and was a potions professor. I think she is. Or is she
No, it's the.
Herb-
She's kind of like a.
She did something.
She doesn't do no. She doesn't do it. She's kind of like just a headmaster. Like she's not the
well,
main
and then
one.
there's also her is it nephew or something, whatever Weasley that you run into. Yeah.
But it's not. But again, it's just. But everything looks the same though. Like Hogwarts hasn't really changed. There's still the Quidditch field.
Right.
There's
and
still
then
all this
the
stuff.
cool thing is too is like, and I don't know if you've done this. Sorry, I don't mean to cut you off. But the cool thing, if you've done that to where you've picked up all the scrolls, it actually gives you a little bit of the history. Like, oh, this was a broomstick that was used in 1964 or 1664 that was da 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 da. Or this is the armor of a guy who challenged a troll and got his head smashed in, and he's literally like So like, there's stuff that tells you like more of the lore and the story behind everything,
and
like,
there's like puzzles within
why
the place.
things are things.
Oh.
Yep. So
and
it's
no joke. You can get lost in Hogwarts. Like if you don't, thank God they do have fast travel. Thank God, because if you were to tell me, even right now, I've played 16 hours in this game. I've ran around the building. If you told me to go to this room,
I wouldn't know.
I would have no idea where to go. Everything is different. Everything's the same. There's stuff that like changes a little bit. Like there's a couple rooms that I get to and be like, oh, I'm back in this room.
Yeah,
you're like, cool.
In a whole, dude. That's what happened to me. I was in this like main place, went to a side room, ended up in the music room, found a little like back door alley, like the music room because you were doing the bells in there, right? The little bell.
The little tower.
Puzzle. Yeah. And I was like, I ended up in this little like back exit that put me back in the center room that I was in that I didn't know, and I was like, wait, how did I end up here? I just went literally all the way around when I could have just taken this little staircase right back into the music room. But the music is actually really good. Like they play like really good classical music.
It has like a kind of a. It's not the. It's not that, but it's got the little chimes and stuff, and it kind of.
And whenever you find a collectible, it's like. Dun, 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 dun. And then, but no, you go in there, you go into the music room, or if you play one of those, it was almost like a record player. You'd have the record on, and you'd spin it, and it had the big horn with the needle, and then it would spin around the
phonograph.
Needle. Phonograph. They have the phonographs in there, and you can press the square or the X button or whatever it is on the phonograph, and it'll play music. But they picked really good like classical songs and stuff like that. I think that like really it's. Like
There's so many things that are interactive. You can run around, and the picture, just like they do in the movie, where like the pictures, you look at them and they're like still moving in there and like doing their gestures, like that happens. And all of them. I mean, it is quite an exciting game, and I'll be honest, I can't wait to go like play it every day and like But you have to have a mindset. Like when we get on, I'm like, okay, I'm just gonna get like that's what I did last night.
Doesn't work.
I had 15 quests. No, remember I had the main quest, and then I had like 14 other quests, and I said, I'm just gonna shorten this list. So then I just like picked one, and I just did that one, and it maybe took me longer, but I did that one.
That's the problem, though.
Done. Next one, just finish this quest.
That's the problem, though. You go around and you finish all the side quests, and see, like that's why, like.
And then I stumbled into the deathmatch.
That's why a game like Skyrim. I don't know if you ever played Skyrim.
I have. Yes.
That game drove me nuts because I was like, I know this is the main quest, but I have 17 side quests, and if you do certain side quests, they change your main quest and they make you, now you're affiliated with this group of people versus them, and now your whole quest is changed. That game drove me nuts, and just like this one, dude, we played the other day, and you sat down, and you're like, guys, today, like, I'm telling you right now, like, I'm telling everybody right now, I'm powering through the story.
Yeah.
2 hours later, we look and he's running around, zoop, zoop, just zing, 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 and it's just like, yo, how's that story thing going? He just, well, he did none of the story. 0 parts of the story. Didn't even talk to the person in front of him to progress the story. He was like, well, but there's this thing over here I just had to.
You're like I want to, but then there's way more I gotta do.
It's so good. So good. Yes. Gosh, this episode turned into a full game review of Hogwarts Legacy.
Well, and we weren't meaning to do that, but
we could change it up a bit. All right, here. What's one game that you used to play as a kid? Like probably your favorite childhood game, childhood memory.
I mean,
like if you had to pick one game as a kid to like define.
I mean, yeah, but it's gonna be Pokemon. Like
you'd pick Pokemon?
Well, I'm just saying, like from Red and Blue. Brother got red, I got blue. from that game on the original Game Boy to play that over and
Did your
over.
parents
know where
buy
everything
you like
was.
Game Boys and stuff like that? So
Yeah.
see, so you had all that.
So like we had that stuff, and then we had like Super Nintendo, obviously Mario World, the second World,
So
one,
here,
or
we'll
get Mario
start-
All Stars, and like I mean, you think about all Nintendo stuff, that was kind of your mainstay, and now my son's playing it, so I get to go back and he's like, "Can you beat this level?" And I'm like, "Fuck, "Yeah, of course I can." Beat
like,
this level."
I'll
And then-
try. It's a tough
Yeah.
one. I do that with
No,
Ollie
no,
all
I
the
know.
time. I
just
do it
sound like-
all the time.
I'm like, of course I can. Dad can do anything, because I'm Superman. So
Well,
like that's where
like,
you
Ollie
do
just
it.
knows it. I just give him that, like, I don't
Yeah.
know, man. We'll try.
But like, I mean, there's those games. But then if you wanted to say, I mean, it does come back to Final Fantasy VII, Final Fantasy VIII, were my two huge RPG games that required grinding. There was like not mana. It's what the hell do they call that in 7?
Not mana.
It's not mana.
Like,
it's the
how
little
to
balls.
use your
the hell is it
oh,
called?
oh my god. I remember because
I
Cloud
played
was
this
sitting
game.
there and Sephiroth throws one at
I
him.
love how I
and
say
it
it.
hits him and he's like, oh.
Materia.
Materia, yes.
I knew it started with
Materia.
So the materia system is insane in that, and then like just having your GFs, and then of course 8 just kind of took it to another level, and then they introduced that card game. Side note, shout out to my buddy Chad. Me and him played. We would create our own cards for this game. So I don't know if have you played the game. Do you know what I'm talking about?
So I never played 7. I watched my buddy play
Or
7.
no, I'm saying 8. Final Fantasy
8? I didn't play 8. My favorite Final Fantasy was 9.
Okay.
So I was really big into 9 with Zindane as the main character with the tail.
Sure.
My buddy got mad. He's like, main characters in Final Fantasy shouldn't have a tail. And I was
Well-
like, well, he does.
Well, Squall was your.
Yep. Oh, yeah.
was
I
the
know
age,
a
right?
lot about
Yeah.
the
so-
story and everything, yes.
But either way, this game. So real quick, so if you don't know, you have you have cards.
Yep.
With creatures on them.
Mm-hmm.
And it's the board you play on is a 3x3,
Yep.
and you get a diamond. There's a diamond score on each one of these cards, and there's one on top, right, left, bottom, and depending on what it is that power level to that position.
So, like, on
that
the
card.
top, it affects these two.
Well, yeah. So if it was like say it was 5, 5, 5, and a 2, it's weak on the left on a 2, but you can shoot a 5 top, right, or bottom, right?
Mm-hmm.
So like ideally you would place that in the second row first spot, right? So then only the cards that touch it are the ones you would go against. Like if I put that one first, and then like the only way you could beat me is if you had a card that would beat that card.
Mm-hmm.
So then like if I had one that had a 6 below it, I could put it ahead, and all of a sudden that's my card.
Mm-hmm.
So it was just a real very simple game. But my God, did we
I feel
just
like I remember.
we went off on that game, and then me and him stayed up, and we created our own decks of that game. We easily drew and created with a D.
I'm
they
imagining,
weren't like all god
Stick
things.
figures, like.
Oh no, we drew like monsters and shit, and we made it so that I think we each had like 50 card decks of just pieces of paper that we made, and we would just play the game and just play it.
That's
and
awesome.
but it wasn't like, again, we had to rate. We were such honest gamers that we could not. You couldn't just make somebody. Oh, and if you had an A, that was like top. Like that was like the top one. So because it went up to 9. So if you could just make a card that was all A's, right? You couldn't have like a god card.
Yep.
So we were very like, we had a point system that like you have this many points for like this tier of card. So like say if it was like 12, right? So on that 5-5-5 one, right? So like 5, you can't have 5-5-5-2. That's 17. That would be a second tier card, and you can only have so many of those in your deck. Whereas like if you were making like just like shit cards that were like 2, 3, 4, 2. Okay, you're like, okay, you can have so many of these cards, and then you get like 3 super cards that would be like 25 was like your set. And so it was like an insane. We took a game that was already great and then just made it our own. And oh my God, dude, that is a game that was where you get into that RPG, the real like life. You get to see things, you get to summon stuff, you get to use magic, you get to, those were probably incredibly pivotal, because after that, I never played another Final Fantasy game.
So I think, to go back and answer my question, if I had to pick a single game, I'd probably pick Mike Tyson's Punch-Out on the NES, right? So,
All right, sure.
so the reason being is because I have vivid memories of me and my dad, and then obviously my brothers and my sister or whatever were there. But me and my dad would take turns with this game, and I remember we would play this game, right? If anybody's never played it, it's not a bad game. It's not bad. It's a good NES game. It's you fight, right? My dad was really big into Rocky too, right? So we'd always watch Rocky.
Oh, yeah.
So then you'd play Punch Out, and you're like, oh yeah, I'm a boxer. Yo, look at me, yo, Adrian. Screaming it out. But no, dude, it was super big into Rocky, and we would just play it. And I just remember I have a lot of memories of just playing that game, right? Playing that game, me and my dad sitting down, and we would always get stuck on King Hippo, right? And he's the second fighter in the second series of fighters. The first series you have 3 of them. The next series you have 4 fighters. He's the second fighter in that second series. Dude, he's fucking tough, man. Because you can only hit him in the X in the belly, but you gotta wait till he's like. And then he's like swinging up like that, and you hit him in the jaw, and he's like, ooh, and then you punch him in the stomach. You get 9 hits, and then he goes like this, and you boop, and you boop, 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 right in the, Yeah. And I just remember that game vividly.
Oh,
right?
sure. I mean, like I said.
And then, oh yeah, dude, that was
all,
I would say
all Nintendo games. I would say very pivotal for us because we kind of just they came with
that
us.
was like it. It was just upcoming, right? It was just coming out, all this new stuff, right? Yeah. So I think that was big for me. And then I would say like if I had to pick the first game on PlayStation that I was just like, oh my god, that I actually would say that I read the storyline, I followed the storyline, I played it, was probably Legend of Dragoon. And this was a 4-disc game, right? 4 discs, right? You'd hit a point. I remember you beat that final boss on disc 1. And you're just like, oh my gosh, this is crazy. This boss is this Emperor. I think it was Emperor Dole was his name. It was the first boss, Emperor Dole, and he used lightning and all this stuff. And you beat him, and then it's just like, please insert disc 2, and you're like, what? Dude.
And I think those multi-discs, because that's what Final Fantasy 7 was. 3,
7, and then 9 was a 4-disc game. I think 8 was a
3-disc game again. Mm-hmm. But again, that was crazy to have a system that you completed this disc, and then you're like,
yeah, okay, there was no more memory that could be used on this disc.
Now it's time for 2.
Put in disc 2. Now
and you would open it up while it's running.
Yeah, and you're just like,
put it in, and you're like.
And then it kicks up right up boom, yeah, we beat the Emperor and we did it. But Legend of Dragoon, and I followed the story, dude. I hope that in my lifetime they come out with a Legend of Dragoon reboot, dude. Updated graphics, I will 100. That's a platinum trophy game if it ever comes out.
I had an exclusive trial for that, demo game for that. That you could play a considerable amount. You could play a whole lot, but I remember that game specifically. It was one of my favorite games. But my parents, at the time, I was playing the other games, and because of my mind, I would get those other demo discs, and I would keep playing other ones. But I was like, God, I wish I could get this game, and I never got Legend of Dragoon, the full game. But I know.
So I remember I got it when I was in 7th grade. So it was a little bit after it come out and stuff, and I got it in 7th grade. I was in California. And I remember, because I lived with my grandpa for that year, and I hung out with a bunch of kids who played the game, and I was just like, oh, I never heard of it. They were like, dude, get it, da-da-da-da. And it was almost like a book club, essentially, right? So, we'd get it, and I ended up getting the game. I saved up enough money, went to GameStop. I think I bought it for, $20 or $17.99 or something. And that's expensive for a game, back in, and you're like, holy shit, $20 for a game,
yeah.
It's a great game, right? So I'm going through, and that's the first game I was super invested in the story, because you get to a point and you're just like, I've been playing with this character for 30 hours. What do you mean that 30 hours of game time, right? That's not including the time outside of the game that you're thinking about this character, thinking about the development, living with these characters that are just in a video game. It's just in a disc, right? And you're just like, oh my god. And then something happens, and you're like, oh my god. And I was so invested in the game, and I'd go to school and be like, oh my god, I beat da-da-da-da, and I'm here, and this is my party, and I use Shauna for da-da-da-da, and all this stuff. And dude, it was such a good game, Legend of Dragoon. And then, the next big game was probably Final Fantasy 9 for me. And that was, my buddy, my best friend Amos in Vegas.
I'm sorry, I just thought of it. Have you heard of Bushido Blade?
No. Have you heard of Brave Fencer Musashi? Mm-hmm. I have that game. That was another game I freaking just...
Bushido Blade was just a face-off, one-on-one game. And you got to pick your weapon and then your guy. And they both fought with, katanas and shit, whatever. But it was just, who could beat the guy the fastest. And yeah, anyway, sorry. It was I was just like I was thinking about all these other like games on these
Right?
demos, like Crash Bandicoot was a huge one and stuff.
Oh,
but, like,
dude, we used to. Dude, you know what's cool? Okay, so Final Fantasy IX, again, great game. Another one where I was super invested in the storyline. I actually never finished the game. I think I got to disc 4, and I just never finished it. I think life just happened, and X, Y, and Z as a kid, and that's crazy to say as a kid, right? When all you have is time. Right, as a kid,
yeah, I never
which is
finished.
crazy, but
I never finished 8.
I never finished 9, and I know how it goes because I got to the disc and I got to the part where everything's blowing up and everything, and I was just like, not that I lost interest, I just
But that's
ran
what
onto other
I mean.
things.
That's what happens with like when you get so far in. It's like
I don't.
I could
you almost
stop
don't
this.
want to finish
exactly. It's
You
almost
almost-
an urge to not finish it because then it's done.
because and not only
If
is
it's
it done,
not-
but then it that solidifies everything, right? So like you get so connected to these characters and so connected to their stories, right? Like for example, Red Dead Redemption. Did you ever play that one, the first one?
Yeah.
Oh my god, I was so into John Marston, right, and his life and everything. And then at the end of that game, I'm just like, I shit you
You're
not.
fucking crying.
I know I didn't cry. You know what I did though? I saved before the last mission, and then it happens. It's been plenty of years. Spoiler alert, he dies at the end of the game, right? So he gets shot up, boom, 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 right? And you go through your thing, you boom, 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 you mark a bunch of them, you shoot, you end up dying, right? So I turned the game off, turned it back on, and I was like, there's got to be a way out of this where I can survive. And I was racking my brain, like, there's got to be a way I can make him live and survive this like barrage of bullets and stuff, and like because you get so connected to these characters. Right, and there's no way to save him. No way to save him, right? And so it's one of those, once I finish the game, and then it's like, oh, you play as his son to go get revenge. It's like, cool, I got revenge, but I don't want to play the game anymore because now the end game I'm playing is the son. No offense.
I don't know you.
I don't want to know you. I know your dad, and that's all I want. And it's
John,
like,
man.
you know what I'm saying? Like,
I was with John, man.
yeah, no, that exactly like you said. Like you hit that point where you're just like, I know that once I finish this game, this guy dies, this guy goes and lives his own life, and you're stuck with these 3 guys as the last. And you're just like, I don't want that. I want us to live in the now, in the happy, in the in the like, even though the world sucks around you, we're happy together, right? Mm-hmm. And I don't know. There's just some,
There's just some stuff that like I said, you just keep racking back because like. But it's ironic for you because now that's all you do is finish games.
Yes, 100%. Yep.
So now, yeah, that's what's just, it's funny for me
No,
because I still have that where like I'll start a game with a bunch of you guys, and then for me, now that they're kind of fun to play together, once everybody kind of stops playing it, like for me, the joy is more playing with you guys. So then if we stop playing some kind of that's not necessarily a joint game, but like if we all started out and you all finish, it's like, okay, well, what's the next game? I'm not in it to get to the end. I'm just in it to play along with.
And even still, I actually had a lot of anxiety. For example, when I played God of War Ragnarok, right? I've been playing God of War since 2012, 2010, 2011, something like in there, 2012, right? I've been playing the game that long. And then to get to in God of War Ragnarok, if you guys haven't played, I'm sorry, spoiler alert coming. There was a point in the game I thought Kratos was gonna die, and I was like, I don't know how I'm gonna sleep tonight. I went to bed and Brienne's like, "What's wrong?" I was like, I can't sleep, and she was like, "Why?" And I'm like, I think Kratos is gonna die, and I cannot like, but then like my brain started trying to rationalize how can they continue the game? Who's gonna pick up the Blades of Chaos? Who's gonna do this? Kratos can't die, right? But in my head, I was like, the way this story's going, Kratos is gonna die, right? And then I end up finally mustering up the courage to be like, screw it, we're gonna finish it. I have to see what happens. Beat the game, everything happens, and then you're going through it, and you're just like, dang, I wish I would have taken a little bit more time. In the past with the characters I had.
Just to say goodbye.
No, I mean, just to like take the time with
I
those
know
characters,
what you're saying.
and then like play with them a little more, hear a little bit more of their dialogue, because now you're stuck with this character, and that's it, right? That's the end game, right? So, but yeah, no, man, even finishing games today, like God of War Ragnarok, it was a good like. And there were some moments in that game too. Being a dad, you go through some of those moments, and you're just like, oh, like that's.
I know we're getting there on time, but that's definitely that's something that hits different now when you play those. Like we're watching. Well, we didn't even get to talk about The Last of Us. So
oh dang, no, The Last of Us.
We'll do that on the next one. But
Whew.
I
no,
mean,
that's a whole nother.
Yeah, I mean, talking about like that kind of stuff now, where you got a dead, like that was. Ragnarok was much like that. I didn't play it, but I watched you play it.
I compare The Last of Us to Up. You're gonna cry in the first 10 minutes.
Oh yeah, for sure, definitely.
Or you're just like, no, what
exactly
in the first 10 minutes. Yeah,
kind of in a way, it's very similar.
But yeah, no man, I don't know. That's just some, I guess, takes on video games. I don't know how we went down that path.
Yeah, dude, I just want to play Hogwarts.
Should we go home and just...
All right, I'm going to go home, and then we'll give you a call.
But yeah, guys, no, I don't know.
Tune in.
Yeah.
You'll probably catch us playing. I think we got to do that a couple nights for see if we can joint stream something. Where
yeah, absolutely. We'll
both play
co-stream and stuff like that.
You guys just come hang out.
Newer feature on Twitch. We're going to co-stream some Hogwarts, so we'll definitely link that down below. And like I said, 100% completionist. I will get the Platinum Trophy.
Yes.
So if you want to watch me complete that, it'll be live on Twitch.
I will continue to fuck around and do whatever I want to do in the game. So if you want to watch that, that's great too.
And I'm going to follow a path. No, I'm going to fuck around too, but which will lead me to the path of 100% completion.
We might just fuck around forever.
Yeah, forever.
Might never beat it.
But yeah, guys, no. Yeah, let us know what you guys like. We liked. Thank you, everybody, also for the support so far. Everyone who's listened to the podcast and stuff. I want to shout that out real quick.
Mm-hmm.
Again, apologize for the last 2 weeks.
Mm-hmm. Yeah,
family first. I'm sorry, family first. But when those kids are sick, it's like the plague is running.
The whole
through the
thing
house.
shuts down. I mean, we're the U.S. in 2019.
Yeah,
we're not
right.
going outside. We're not talking to anybody. We're not leaving everybody.
Hang up that phone. Turn off the lights.
Everybody is constantly washing their hands.
Yeah.
It is a
garbage day.
So
apologize for that, but guys, we're back. We're back, and we're better than ever. I mean, I think we're as great as we were before, but we're better. Now.
Yeah.
Figure that one out. But
every day we get better.
But yeah, thank you everybody.
But drop comments.
Yep. Let us know.
Questions.
Let us know what you guys want us to talk about. What you want us to.
Nothing is off limits. We will discuss it.
We'll give you our opinions, and like I said, your guys' comments, your guys' questions, things like that can lead into. Only God knows what it could be. He probably doesn't even know.
We have no idea.
He probably doesn't even know. Like it could lead into.
I feel that's probably
stuff,
why the gods made us, because they're like, let's just see what happens. Like they don't even know.
Like
just like
a sprinkle of this.
Yeah, they just go like, what if we just give them that right there?
Sit back. Let's see where it goes.
And they're just sitting there eating popcorn like, oh God, you see the tangent he went on today?
But yeah, guys, no, thank you so much, guys. Like I said, a little bit about video games today, a little kind of a game review, I would say, more than anything, but yeah.
Well, it's something we're really excited about.
Yeah, so absolutely. Guys, absolutely. We're looking to ramp up this month, so look for a couple
start putting out more.
Couple extra episodes this month. We're going to see how it fares, and but yeah.
Shout out to Joe Rogan.
Oh shoot,
Two Bears, 1K.
2 Bears, 1K. Joe Rogan, if you ever want us on your podcast. Hey man, I'm here.
You gotta do it.
I don't know what I can offer, but we could see.
Absolutely.
All right.
Absolutely.
All right. Live from New York. It's
stop. We already knew we're not supposed to do that.
All right. See you guys later.
So
Thank you again.
Next time.
Dragon Ball Z.